According to the 2013 Gallup survey, the 401k plan has become America's #1 method of saving since its introduction in 1981. Recently, Fidelity Investments, one of the largest 401k plan providers, announced they've seen a double in million-dollar-plus 401ks since 2012. So what can you do to ensure you're one of the thousands who maximize their 401k plan? Well, America's Wealth Coach Deborah Owens is here with 7 tips to help you reach 7 figures, okay? But first, before I get to the people who have access to 401k, what if you don't?
What if you don't? Well, then you need to start your own. I mean, you have so many different options now, Roland. You can invest in a Roth IRA. You can invest in a regular IRA. If you're self-employed, you can invest in a SEP IRA, and there are even personal 401ks that allow you to invest as much as $53,000. The key, though, is get started.
Right.
And no matter what amount. So what I want to do today is talk about how folks can invest and become one of those with $1 million.
Who's in the 401k?
Oh,
here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Excellent. So first is start contributing as soon as possible. Oftentimes people, particularly millennials, I'm talking to you today, get started as soon as you can. Yes, you're going to have that school debt, but the key is to balance it. And in fact, I have conversations all the time about the fact that your school debt typically has the lowest interest rate, so start paying yourself first. That's number one. Number two, if you are kind of on the fence, can I afford it? At least contribute to the amount that the employer will match.
Right.
Because that's like giving away free money if you don't. The next point I want to make is make a target of investing 10%. Pay yourself 10%. Aim for it. So let's say your employer is only matching 5%. Then each year, just increase it 1% as you get a raise, and that's how you get up to that 10%. In fact, one of the things that the study showed is many people who did make that $1 million mark were investing above that, so 10, 12, 14%.
Now, a lot of people, obviously, when they begin to invest, they're going back and they're checking it every single week or every single month, and then so you see that number, which now they get itchy fingers about possibly, I can
pay off debt. Absolutely.
I can take out 10 grand, or I can go on a vacation, or I can. My suggestion is don't even look at it.
Right.
Just when the envelope comes in, don't even open it.
Okay, so let's talk about taking. I've got 2 schools of thought on that, because one of the things I feel, Roland, is that people are passive investors, right? They're just kind of, some people in 2008 and 2009 headed for the hills and are still in that guaranteed account. It's frightening. One of the reasons that 401k plans have doubled is because of the stock market performance. So if anything, take this as a lesson and understand that the market is going to go down, but that's when you want to continue to invest. But I want to go back to your point, and that is one of the other tips is do not use that 401k as a bank account. Don't take out loans and don't make withdrawals. Now, I know a number of parents are looking at these accounts as a way to finance their children's college education. Don't do it. You're better off allowing that child to get a loan. The other thing is, one of the things that we know in this, what I call new financial normal, is most people are going to have 10, 11, 12 jobs during their lifetime of employment. So what's really key, 2 things.
Not in this business.
Yeah, well, maybe 20,
you
right?
might have about 20, yeah, no kidding.
Okay, and so it's important to roll those assets over. Now, do you leave it with the employer or not? I think a lot of that really depends. If it's over $5,000, typically you can leave it with the employer. But the key is to make to give yourself as many options. And many times if you roll it over into a larger mutual fund company like Ariel, Fidelity, you'll have more choices, but you got to get a little more knowledgeable about how to invest those dollars. And so the other tip is really to diversify into the best performing mutual funds. Now, it's amazing when I look at different people, they basically picked something or picked a life cycle fund and never did anything. So to your point about quarterly, not looking at that statement. I say don't look at the statement quarterly so you don't get the jitters. But I do recommend, one of my tips is to review your elections annually so that you can assess whether or not you are getting the best.
I got about 45
funds.
seconds. Who has a question?
I'm just curious about the fees associated, because we hear a lot about how the fees will drain your money out. How can you do the best job of making sure that you maximize the outcome?
Well, part of that really is left to the employer in terms of the administrator, but most of your best low fee funds are going to be index funds, and most funds don't outperform index funds. One more thing, though, I do want to tell our viewers to join the WealthyU Challenge for 21 days to make a habit to build wealth. Go to DeborahOwens.com and join the 21-day WealthyU Challenge.
All right, y'all. Put your money aside in your 401k. All right, Deborah, we appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. Go to the website, folks. Up next, Louis Gossett Jr. talks about roots 40 years later, right here on TV1.